Hey, what's up, everybody? Coach Jason, welcome back. Today I want to go over 5 good workouts to help you simulate a 5K. Okay, I've done a bunch of other 5K training programs and videos and stuff like that, but I was going through some of my training books and stuff like that, and I came across these, and I do think I have used them with success. So I wanted to at the very least share them with you so that you had some more options. You may have done these already, you may have not. But I have found, I have found these workouts to be quite beneficial to athletes. Some, at the beginning stages or in the more advanced stages as well. So, obviously, you do what you feel is most appropriate to your athletes if you're a coach, or you make the best judgment as yourself if you're the athlete yourself. But I still feel that it's beneficial, and obviously, it's also important that if you're training for a 5K, you have a multi-pace or just a very well-rounded training program. So you're doing things at 10K pace and 3K pace and mile pace and 800 pace, even 400 pace. So there's a combination of aerobic work and speed development on both ends. And how do you know where your fitness level is for 5K? And whether you need to make adjustments to your training. And that's where, something like a 1 mile time trial or even a 3K time trial comes into play. It'll give you an idea of how close you are towards your goal on a 1 mile time trial. So you've run a such and such mile. Well, the equivalent to that mile is this. And how close are you and how far are you off? It'll give you an idea of if you need to make any modifications to your training. And to let you know whether you're on track or not. So there's a couple of videos in the description down below that talk about that and help you set the right training paces. So, because none of these, there's no magic workouts. Workouts don't really matter if you're not training at the right paces for your current fitness, okay? And progressing from current to goal. And, utilizing a combination of the two and so on and so forth. But if you're a 6-minute miler and you're trying to hang with the 5-minute milers or vice versa, there's going to be a disconnect there because the recovery component's not going to be the same. And it's just not going to benefit you or them the way that it should, because it's way beyond the current fitness level. So it's important to keep things like that in mind so that you're progressing or your athletes are progressing along. Now, there are some outliers. There will be some people that progress more rapidly than others. Then you take that, situation into current consideration. But if they're training at the right paces anyway, based on their current fitness, they're going to still progress based on talent alone. And then you can make adjustments in the training paces accordingly. But it is important to be training at the right training paces. So I just wanted to emphasize that. But let's go over these 5 workouts, okay? Number 1, and some of these are obvious, but some of them are not. 3 to 4 times a mile. Okay, I'm looking at my training book here. And progressing from your current to goal 5K pace. All right? This is actually a workout you can do, let's say, every 4 weeks, and you do it 3 times. The first time you could do 3 to 4 of them at current. Okay, the second time you could do half of them at current, half of them at goal, and then the last workout you can do all 4 of them at goal if you can, or all 3 of them at goal if you can. So it's a way of showing progress. Okay, and this is also a workout where you start at, let's say, 5-minute recoveries and you work your way down to 2-minute recoveries. So if you're doing all of them, like if you do this workout 3 times and you're going to do all of them at current, and your current will progress accordingly anyway as you get fitter, the current will just become faster. Once a race tells you or a time trial tells you that you're ready to increase it, but you could essentially do that and do 5-minute rest one time, and then 3:30 rest the second time, or 4-minute rest, and then the third time you do 3-minute rest or 2-minute rest. So you gradually decrease the rest. But I would not decrease rest and increase the intensity at the same time. I would decrease the rest and keep the same pace, commensurate with your current fitness, or decrease the pace and keep the rest the same. It's a difficult transition to do both. It's not always the easiest thing in the world. So anyway, 3 to 4 times a mile, progressing towards 2-minute recoveries. 3 minutes is a good sweet spot for me. I like to do 3 to 4 times a mile at 3-minute recoveries. It's good for middle distance and distance runners, but some of the less experienced runners might be more beneficial to do 5 minutes and work their way down. Okay, no more than 10% of your weekly volume. And what I mean by that, if your mileage is at about 30 miles a week, no more than 3 times a mile. If your mileage is around 40 miles a week, don't do any more than 4. Even if you're at 50, 60, 70, it doesn't make sense to do more than 4 reps at 5K pace anyway. Anything more than that is rather excessive, unless you can. There are certain people who can do 5 of them at 5K pace, but that to me is a little bit much. 4 of them at 5K pace is a good number. no matter what your volume is. But it's got to be at least 40 miles to get 4 reps. So that's workout 1. Workout 2, 6 to 8 times an 800. And this is another one. You got 2-minute recovery, and at about 7 to 8 seconds faster per 800 than your current 5K pace. So it's closer to 3K pace essentially. And again, this is a workout you could repeat a few times. Okay, you can even start at 2:30, at 3-minute recovery for the first workout, then go down to 2:30 the next, 2 minutes the following, the final workout. But that's just another way of doing it. So it's at 7 or 8 seconds fast. You have to do a little bit of calculating. It should be right around 3K pace per 800. So that means it's about 15 seconds faster per mile than 5K pace. So it's an aggressive workout, but it's a good rhythm workout. And again, training at faster than 5K pace is also good for getting down and getting familiar with the 5K pace, what actual 5K race pace. Because a lot of 5K races will progress down to 3K pace towards the end anyway, particularly when the more advanced runners and the more experienced runners. So it's a good way of calising yourself. That's number 2. Number 3, a 20-minute tempo at about 10K pace, okay, or sub-T. Go from your anaerobic threshold, essentially. Take a look. There's a couple of videos I've done recently on anaerobic threshold, which will go into detail in terms of the paces to set and so on. So I encourage you to watch that so you have an idea how to set this. It's approximately around 10K pace, or you do a sub-T run and then at 10K pace, about a 20 minutes consecutively teaches you also how to run comfortably fast without running hard. And if you can get to the point where you can run fast without running hard, then you're getting fit. So, and that's one of the names of the game, for particularly if you're a middle distance runner and a distance runner. So 20-minute tempo consecutively at a certain pace or prescribed pace. Number 4, a 10K fartlek, a rolling fartlek for the entire timed 10K. Okay, this is another workout you could repeat. And this is actually a workout that a lot of the top Kenyan runners do, and I actually started incorporating this in my kind of post-college athletes and stuff. And basically, you do your warm-up, your drills, your strides, and your reps and stuff like that beforehand, and then you time the 10K tempo. And throughout the 10K, you go 2 minutes hard, 1 minute easy. 2 minutes hard, 1 minute easy. You time the entire segment, no matter where it is. If it's in the middle of a hard or easy rep, doesn't matter. Once you hit 10K, you stop. You take a little breather, and then you do your cool down. And it's a workout you could repeat a second time and see if it gets faster. See how much more ground you cover in that same 10K or in that same time period that it took you to run last. Hopefully it's a little bit longer than you did previously, because then it'll show that you're averaging a little bit of a faster pace because you've exceeded where you were last time. But the goal is 10 kilometers, and each time you do it, you want to go a little bit faster for that 10K segment. Okay, this is another workout you could do maybe every 3 or 4 weeks throughout a season, or throughout a off season, or an aerobic building period. So that's workout 4, and then workout 5 is 3 times this is a little bit different. So like I've done the mile repeats up above. This is not 4 sets; it's 3 times 600/1000. But this is different. It's continuous. But if you, 3 times 600/1000. But the 600-meter effort is at about 3K pace, and then you go right into 5K pace for the 1,000. So this is a little bit more of an aggressive rep. It's a little bit more for the more fitter and more experienced athletes. But and you can also transition this over. You can do 3 times 1,600, where you run the 1,000 at 5K pace, and then drop down to 3K pace for the 600 to simulate, finishing fast in a race and finishing fast from further back from 600 instead of kicking the last 300 or 200. So this is you can do this 2 different ways. But this here is 600 at 3K pace and right into 1,000 at your current 5K pace, not your goal 5K pace. So a continuous rep. You take 4 minutes in between each, and then you continue for 3 sets. So the recovery is a little bit more than the mile repeats were, because it's a little bit more of an aggressive workout. But this is a way of infusing 2 different paces in there. Whether you're going out hard and settling in, or whether you're continuing pace and finishing strong, you can do either way. So those are 5 workouts that are good 5K simulator workouts. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the thumbs up if you did. If it was helpful, please hit that subscribe button and notification next to it. I've got a lot more good content coming out. and take a look at my channel already. I've got about 150 plus videos out of fully detailed training programs from 800 all the way up to marathon, from beginner to advanced and even sub-elite levels. So, and a bunch of different things, workouts galore, injury prevention, all kinds of stuff. So I want this to be one of the best running channels out there for YouTube. So that's my goal. And please feel free to share these videos with your friends in the running community, fellow athletes, coaches. I want to know what they think too. I want to try to help as many people as possible. So your support is appreciated. And if you do subscribe, let me know in the comments down below so I can personally thank you. I appreciate your support. So be safe. Have a great season. Okay, and happy holidays. And I will talk to you soon.